Hello, everyone. Jeff and Derek here with a taste for whiskey. And actually, again, we're focusing on Scotch for the month of November.
We're still in Scotland.
That's
I almost
exactly
said
right.
Ireland.
And we are in the heart, we are in the depths of Scotland in the Isles.
So this is what you get when you think Scotch.
It's exactly
That's
right.
where we're at now. We're into the deep, dark parts of it. Yes.
Yeah, the Isles, the peat, the smoke, the intensity. This, Derek, is my favorite.
You're fit. This is the hair on your chest.
That's exactly
Drinks.
right. So when you talk to me about Scotch, this is the peatier, the heavy, the scorch. I mean, daggone, put me in the middle of a fire and make me gnaw on a piece of wood that's been sitting in a fire for like 6 months. I'm all about that.
Well, I'm not sure if I'm with you, but we're getting ready to find out.
So this will be interesting, folks, because Derek's not necessarily a peat head. I'm a peat head. I think you described a Lefroy one time as drinking water out of an aquarium.
Unkept fish tank.
I don't think we're quite there with these. We tried to stay away from the fish tank notes or the Band-Aid notes or the iodine notes.
That's good.
Yeah, we wanted to go more on the barbecue, the heavily peated, but it's going to be more barbecue, more smoke, more sweet notes. We're not going to taste Lagavulin 16, but it is kind of that staple that if you're going to go with a peated whiskey, this is going to be kind of that staple that everyone goes with. But again, we're going to wait and have you try this excellent pairing of chicken and a biscuit with Lagavulin 16. We're just going to wait. We're going to let you experience that at the tastings because they will be shocked.
They will be, yeah.
And let's give credit where credit's due. Our good friend Kurt Condon came up with this pairing. And you remember this, I actually laughed him off about this and was like, this is ridiculous. And I went there and I tried this and I looked at him and it's dead serious. I looked straight in the eye socket and I said, you're a genius. This was incredible. One of the best food pairings that I've ever come across. And that is how it intensifies the Lagavulin 16, but how it yet takes that peat down and actually changes the total flavor profile of the chicken and biscuit cracker.
It makes it drinkable.
Yeah, I love it. Either neat, and I especially love it with chicken and biscuit. So come to the tastings to experience this, folks.
We're starting here, right?
That's right, Portiskeagh. So Portiskeagh is going to be, actually they're kind of considered more bottlers. So they actually go in and they select really good casks and they kind of blend them together. So this is, again, a single malt, and a lot of people say this is coming from Koila. So this is going to be a very lightly peated. So this is going to be something that you want to start with, kind of then move into the Lagavulin and end with my favorite. We'll talk about this here in a minute. But Portiskeagh, we actually selected a high proof, so this is 110 proof. Coming from the distillery Koila, we think. And I'm telling you, folks, this is going to be this lightly peat note, but it's going to have kind of this sweet, citrusy, kind of a lemon zest flavor, if I can remember correctly.
Oh, that's it. And you know, this will tell you something about these two is we're starting with a higher proof.
That's exactly right.
Because of the peat,
the intensity.
In this one.
I can't wait to see the look on your face when we get to the yard bag. But it also, when you look at this, typically the Islets are going to be a little bit more lighter in color.
That is very
Isn't that crazy?
It looks like a sparkling wine or something.
That's exactly right. But wait till you taste it.
It doesn't smell like it.
So on the nose, what do you get on this, Derek?
Well,
so what I love about this, I'll tell you, I'm going to just cut you off real quick.
Please go, because I'm trying to dig past the smoke.
So what I love about this, it's kind of like a really light smoke, but it's not dirt, but it's like if you're out there in the kind of sitting right now in November, you're kind of sitting outside and you're having like a little nice campfire with some fresh wood.
This is when the smoke's blowing away from you.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
And I get a little bit of kind of sweet butter coming in underneath there with a little bit of there's that kind of a lemon zest, kind of the zestiness that's kind of underneath that. But we always talk about getting underneath the smoke, because if you let the smoke dominate, you're like, all I smell is smoke, you're really missing out on all the cool stuff that happens with sort of these dark peated, you know, I say dark, they're not dark, but I mean more of these peated, heavily peated.
Yeah, there's more there.
Scotches.
There is more there. I think after a taste, it might help me.
Oh, I love this.
Also,
and we're starting at 110 proof here, Derek.
Yeah.
So let's dive into this. Cheers, my
Cheers.
friend. Cheers.
So it's not the worst Scotch I've had. I really just don't know what to think about this peated stuff. This one, honestly, this has a lot of flavors going on now that it's settling in.
Oh yeah. So it's almost, I guess if you were to sit outside and the smoke gets in your mouth, you're going to get that notes of kind of that smoke. But imagine if you were eating something and you were starting to chew on it, but as you're chewing on it, you take a breath and you suck in some smoke off the campfire. And then all of a sudden your mouth is like confused. It's like, oh, I get some smoke. Oh, but it's sweet. That's kind of what I get from this. It's a little bit of but it's more towards the citrus notes, but it's really light compared to these more darker, smoky or heavy smoke.
It's
I should
dry.
say. It is dry.
It's very dry.
Absolutely.
I wasn't expecting that.
But it's for a good entry level into this peat. What do you think?
This is drinkable. This is drinkable.
See?
So yeah, if you're going to start exploring this, this is where you start exploring.
We're getting you there. Not dirty. What? Dirty.
Unkept fish tank.
Fish tank.
That's what popped into my mind.
So
I don't know.
I got to tell you. So we're going to get right into my favorite. This is really the part where it's like when you get into peated scotches. This is it right here. They do some crazy things. They try to go about as peat, as smoky, as rich as you can get. So we're going to do an Ardbeg 10. We chose Ardbeg 10. I felt like the Wee Bitsy was going to, Wee Beastie was going to be a little bit more tar, notes of tar. I know people, you're thinking, tar, how's that good? It's just interesting. So we decided to go with the 10-year to kind of mellow out that tar note and put more of this kind of heavy smoke, kind of rich bacon, more towards the meaty notes that you're going to get out of this. But Ardbeg is
the ultimate.
It's the ultimate.
And it says it right here.
That's exactly right. And so this is one of my favorites. So for those of you that are in bourbon and you understand all the notes of kind of this allocated stuff, Ardbeg comes out with some really cool whiskeys that you just can't get your hands on. And I'm telling you, folks, when you find them, they're really, really good. They're very, very complex. And Ardbeg just kind of says, you know, we're going all in on peat. So this is it, Derek.
This is it. This is
you're
the
hitting
one.
the depths of the peat right here.
Honestly, the nose isn't crazy.
But now this is going to be more seaweed, more ocean brine, if you will, more kind of that peat, you know, that's been sitting there for what, 1,000 years or
terry
or
rope.
longer.
What is terry rope?
Yeah, I don't know, but it does say notes of sea spray.
That terry rope, it's probably like the ropes on the Viking ships.
That's exactly
because whoever, you know, when you enjoy this, you know, when it's the guy on the front of the long ship that's got the full beard and the spray, and it's just hitting him in the face, and he just loves it. Like
that's what
like he's at home right there, freezing to death on the front of a long ship.
See, that's why I like Ardbeg. You just described why I like Ardbeg.
Yeah, I like climate controlled environments too.
Man, I tell you, this has got a really weird nose. You know, there's no iodine, there's no Band-Aid, there's no fish tank. This has got a very kind of this, what I would imagine sitting in the middle of Scott, you know, on the Isla, southernly most part of Isla, and just sitting there with a dram.
Heard it both ways.
Yeah,
I'm looking for the bacon.
Yeah, a smidgen, a small bit of bacon here.
Yeah.
All right, let's try it. Cheers. There's the Terry rope.
There's the cherry rope.
That is really, I like this. So this has got some really interesting notes of some bacon, some rope, some sea spray.
I feel like if I grabbed a log, like a burnt log that sat in a swamp, and I chewed on it,
I love folks.
I just don't know if I'm there. I don't.
But this is why I love folks that really kind of start to go down that peat. Yeah, that's a good description. But I think there's some notes of some meat, kind of that smoked grilled meat kind of coming through as well.
Yeah.
But I like the fact of a log sitting in a swamp. I will be interested to see what your thoughts are when you kind of hit that peat side of Scotch. I love it. The more peat, the crazier, the better it's going to be for me. So we'll talk about this at our tastings, but folks, come out and check this out and see if you are sweet or if you are peat.
I know where I'm at.
Cheers.
Cheers.